So Steve Kerr recently said on a presser the other day, Steve Kerr, Golden State Warriors head coach, that when they go to the playoffs, they are going to shorten their rotation to 8 men. 8 men is the rotation of a playoff roster. That is how many men Brittany Renner in the NBA has slept with. Brittany Renner has slept with an entire NBA playoff rotation. That's impressive. If you're not familiar with Brittany Renner, let me just refresh or give you an update on her. This summer, Brittany Renner made herself very famous after her and PJ Washington had this very public battle over child support. Brittany Renner, if you don't know who she is, she's an IG, let me be honest, she's a thought. She's that hoe over there. But she's an influencer. She's got, John Sally follows her. Funny enough, you know what I'm saying about John Sally. So, John Sally follows her, likes her stuff, loves her content, if you know what I mean. Men love Brittany Renner's content online. It's basically Brittany with her little coquettish face and smile with pretty much no clothes on. Just skin on skin and her doing flirty things. So she went to Jackson State where she played D1 soccer, got her start as a Zumba instructor, and then she all of a sudden blew up on IG and on YouTube right around 2012. It's a decade ago, Brittany Renner. So then she took all of that notoriety that she made doing whatever it is that she did and parlayed that into a series of relationships that ended in a tell-all book about her love life, including Trey Songz, Lil Uzi Vert, Chris Brown, Drake, James Harden, and Tyga. Also Colin Kaepernick, also Ben Simmons, who apparently cheated on Kendall Jenner with her. So as I said when the story broke, pleasing James Harden and then Drake, to be able to go so seamlessly between those two personality types, that is about as difficult, if not as more difficult than this dog doing a podcast with a dog in the studio. No, then transitioning from playing with Doc Rivers to Tom Thibodeau. Emma, you got to get out. You got to get out right now. Hold on. So, like I said, more difficult than transitioning from playing for Doc Rivers to Tom Thibodeau, which is basically what Austin Rivers had to do. It didn't work out well. He had to end up sitting on his own couch before getting picked up by the Denver Nuggets. Not an easy thing. This is more difficult than that. All these guys, all of them have different tastes. Uzi Vert to Chris Brown, who you know what Chris Brown's about. Let's get physical. Then she gets on IG, makes an instructional video about, how do I put it gently, how to trap an athlete, how to get the bag by fucking a reckless, non-condom wearing athlete, because they're all pretty much reckless based on her substantial experience with sleeping with famous men, aka athletes. Let's go into it.
So if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off of me anyway, you could just fuck an athlete. They're really dumb.
If you want to come up off a check, all you gotta do is just fuck an athlete. They're really dumb. This video obviously came back to bite her in the ass because later she groomed a Kentucky basketball player 6 years younger than her, who she started seeing when he was 18 years old, a.k.a. PJ Washington. Then she married him, had a kid with him after he was drafted by the Hornets in the lottery. So the video comes back to bite her in the ass because what does she do? She does exactly that. She grooms this young man, PJ Washington, who's an 18-year-old at Kentucky. He's not even a good player at Kentucky. He does go in the lottery, though. She ends up wifing him up, having his baby, and then 2 weeks after she gave birth to their son, she secretly filed for divorce, took the kid with her, and left in the middle of the night. Cold-blooded. And so actually, that is when incorrect, ugly, unfounded rumors, just gross ones, you know what I mean? Like, about PJ Washington's child support. People started coming out with these really obscenely inaccurate reports that PJ Washington was paying $200,000 a month to Brittany Renner in child support. Just slanderous, right? Not true, but funny, right? Like the best kind. And of course, that old video surfaced about Brittany Renner trapping an athlete and taking all of his money. So then she goes hiding. That's where we're at in this saga as we stand. So, and after a couple of months underground, 4 months underground, Brittany Renner, of course, she could not stay silent. She's a clout chaser. That's what she does. She's out in the media doing her thing. So she's now trending again because she's on a media tour. She is on an apology / reformation / clarification tour to set the record straight about who she is and was, but who she is now trying to be. Her entire character as a whole, she's now come out to discuss with Deion Sanders for one. Okay, because she went to Jackson State. Now he's the head coach of Jackson State. Yes, but let's unpack the first interview with Vlad TV because it's a doozy, folks. It is a lot. We're gonna go down the way on this piece by piece because I tell you what, it's a lot. It's a lot. I had to watch it probably 10 times. Had to watch it probably 10 times.
Okay, so, you're figuring out your career, your Instagram following.
Pause. You're figuring out your career, your Instagram following. I mean, that's really not a career. Keep going.
Is going up. And, you start dating. And you mentioned that you dated 11 athletes through the course of your life. That may have been an
Probably
old quote.
more than that.
Okay.
I mean, I've said publicly that I've had sex with 30 guys. I do have a list on my phone. I could look at the list and tell you how many athletes.
Excuse me.
As of right now, I don't know that number off the top of my head.
Excuse me. Pause. Did she just say she has a list of athletes written in her phone in the Notes app? A body bag list longer than Arya from Game of Thrones? Like, did she say that? And first of all, why would you write that in your phone? What purpose does that serve? Is it for yourself? Is it for Vlad? Let me just, before we go into this interview, James Harden. Ben Simmons. Like, who is this for? We go on. We continue.
I think I said 8 NBA players, though, I think was the number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you made a video at one point. You were in the back of your car.
It was my body count video, right?
Oh, I'm sorry?
Was it the body count video or which one? Okay, I'll let you finish.
Pause. If you can Google this video with Vlad TV, do it. Because when he's asking her about this video that she later says that she's mortified about making, she's laughing and smiling and smirking in the video. She does not have any contrition for this take whatsoever. Keep going.
I'm not sure which video it was, but you specifically said, and I quote, "Athletes don't use condoms. If you want to come up off a check off a man, you could just fuck an athlete because they're really, really dumb."
Really, really dumb.
Pause. She, again, still believes that. Because she literally just repeated, really, really dumb. In general, idiots. Great with the ball, terrible with their decision making. Keep going.
I did say that.
Okay.
So I would love to provide some context. When I saw this video making its rounds on Twitter, I was mortified because I'm like, why in the actual hell would I ever say that?
Pause. Let me just break down why you would say it. One, you already have an Instagram account and you're wilding. You're in your car, you're tripping, probably had just gotten done fucking an athlete that he came inside you with no condom, I would imagine. And clout, views, arrogance. That's probably why. Just not thinking anything of it, just being an IG thought.
So I went to my archived videos, watched the video in its entirety, and I was breaking down the different types of guys I've had sex with, and
just tearing them.
My whole point of saying that, which is why I never really tried to clear it up, because it's such a bold statement, it's hard to maneuver.
Pause. It is impossible to maneuver. If you want to come off of a check, you should sleep with an athlete. They never use condoms. They're really, really dumb. There's no ambiguity there. That is not anything other than an instructional how-to.
I said it because I've been with plenty of guys that didn't use condoms, and if I truly wanted a baby for all of the wrong reasons,
which she has,
I would have several by now. And in that attempt...
That's also not how biology works, but keep going.
...to make a group of people look dumb, I made myself look even worse.
No, you made yourself look like exactly who you are. I would say you exposed yourself in the most real of ways. And now you're trying to backpedal like your name is Deion Sanders. You are now, your brain went there. You know, your brain went there. You vocalized that. You not only vocalized that, you decided to record that while you vocalized that. And then after it was recorded, you decided to push publish on that video and never deleted it. You are exactly who that video makes you look like. An opportunistic, fame, money, clout-hungry, jersey chaser that will fuck men only if they have status and money for said status and money. Let's keep going.
So I have to just stand on what I said, and I don't take back what I said. If you wanted to have a baby for the wrong reasons, there are plenty of careless people. In my experience, the athletes primarily. And that's just that on that. But yeah, I mean, I try to make people look bad, make myself look worse.
Yikes. Okay, so then they asked John Sally. He says he's a huge fan, yada, yada.
Said how I felt at the time. And that just was my experience. I feel like I probably had been with more athletes at that time, so that was my truth. So it's like I said, I'm not going to lie, it aged horribly.
Pause. You think? You're literally going on an entire media blitz to clear this little video up. It went viral. Like, viral. If you say the name Brittany Renner, I made a video with Brittany Renner as my green screen. 2 million views. Yep, still gets views to this day. Brittany Renner moves the needle, people. It aged terribly because she said also, keep going. Here we go.
You know, it's like I end up having a baby with a basketball player, and it makes it look like, wow, look at you. You know, your premonition came true. Like,
bitch, that wasn't a premonition. That was an action plan. Like, that was a to-do list. You know what I mean? Premonitions are something when you look up to the stars and the celestial beings and you see, this is not that. This is not fucking Miss Cleo. This is sperm and eggs in making babies. Like, there is no premonition to be had here. Keep going.
This was your goal all along. And that's okay that people feel like that. The reality is my dating pool is different than yours.
Oh, this is the part. This right here is the part. Okay, first of all, let's put air quotes in dating pool because this is not dating. I promise you, you say you dated James Harden, but does James Harden say he dated you? Or like, just because you had sex and also ate food together doesn't mean that was a date. Like, that's not a date. You just both needed sustenance post or pre-fuck. Like, that's it. That's what happened. Brittany Renner doesn't even know who she is. She thinks she's in a dating pool. Bitch, you are the video hoe that gets basically passed around, and you are aggressively targeting yourself to them as a video hoe. You are just getting passed from one athlete to another. They know that James Harden fucked you, Ben Simmons fucked you, Uzi fucked you. Like, they all know. Like, when you've only fucked those guys and they all know each other and they all know that they are Eskimo brothers with you, do you think that they respect you? Do you think you're going to come up off of anything except for giving away your self-respect? And listen, fuck who you want. I have no shame in that. But I tell you what, fucking athletes does not make you special. That does not make you special. Keep going.
So I'm going to pull in heavy hitters. I'm a heavy hitter. So
pause. No, you're not. You're getting hit by heavy hitters. Proximity to heavy hitters does not make you a heavy hitter. It makes you a tool. Keep going.
I can't. Why would I not have a baby with someone that I care about, whatever their profession?
You bitch, you just said that's the... Don't act like, oh, it didn't matter to me that PJ Washington was an NBA player. What does it matter what his profession? She literally, the last sentence was, my dating pool is different than yours because I only target famous people. But it doesn't matter what his profession is and I had a baby. Keep going.
Because of something I said in 2018. Like I said, I'm gonna just have to stand on what I said and accept what comes behind it. I'm not asking people to understand. I don't give a fuck what you think.
Pause. This is where it closes. This is where my last thought about this is like, did you just say you don't care what we think? Am I insane? Am I going insane? You literally just did an entire interview where he's asking you about a video that you said you were mortified by. Who are you? Why are you mortified if you're not worried about what we think and perceive about you? Of course you think and care what we think. And now, of course, Brittany Renner has turned this into a profession. She has finessed her way, like she does, into becoming like a comeback story. Her profession is now giving speeches all over the world and all over the country to share with athletes the tricks of the trade. Tips that thoughts pull to snatch men up and make them come up off this check for the rest of their natural life until that baby is 18. And giving them the tips so that they can avoid said thoughts like her. She is the guy from, she's Leonardo DiCaprio from Catch Me If You Can. Like, that's her. Like, she's been the scammer all this time. And now she's scanned so much that she's working for the FBI to help them find the scammers. You know what I mean? Like, I've been an IG thought that's come and literally fucked with every major NBA player that I can think of. I could have gotten any of them if I wanted. And now I am here for you, NBA players, to show you the types of bitches to avoid because I did it myself. I don't hate the move. I'm not going to lie. I don't hate the move. So my solution, though, is no Brittany Renner's turned Eric Thomas's. Like, she's thinks she's Eric Thomas now. She is going on as like a Tony Robbins of the NBA space. Like, you're not Tony Robbins. This is my solution. It's the same solution. I've given it out once before. You make elite athletes at the AAU level freeze their sperm. Right then. They freeze their sperm. They tell no one that it's at the AAU camp, folks. Like, it's one of the little breakout sessions that they have when they're learning how to be good men. So they, in between tournaments and learning how to manage their financial money to come, they get vasectomies. They freeze their sperm, and whenever they can get vasectomies, they do. They don't tell a soul. And then these little Brittany Renners, they can't take them for all they're worth. They don't even know. These Brittany Renners think, oh my God, I've got him. He's fucking me without a condom. He's coming inside of me. It's only a matter of time. It's just a matter of math. And gotcha, bitch. Gotcha, bitch. I'm tied up. And I'll have a baby when I want to have a baby, not when you want me to have the baby. She also recently went on a rant about how she actually didn't even come up marrying PJ Washington. She's actually broke her as a result of marrying this NBA player. She said, I'm broke now. This is what she said. There isn't a person that could handle what I've been through. Imagine moving from a gorgeous condo in Woodland Hills, California to Charlotte, North Carolina, and it not work out. I just need to say, you may believe, because the words Woodland Hills, California sounds very posh. Woods, lands, and hills. That's fucking Burbank, California. That is the valley of LA. The worst, the armpit of LA, where only aspiring actresses go to become softcore porn stars. Like, that's what it is. Like, you are either old as fuck and you want to live away from the LA scene and get a lot of property, and it's so cheap there. She's literally talking about being in a condo. I guarantee it was an apartment complex in the middle of the valley. Like, her next door roommate was like some random softcore porn star you've never heard of. I don't even have the name because they don't exist in my mind. I don't even have a name for them. That's how irrelevant they are. She also is like, I don't have a car now because he was supposed to get me one, but broken promises, whatever. Did you just say, like, what? Especially considering she was like, I've made a lot of money. I want to be independent. And then you want to talk about PJ Washington was supposed to buy you a car? This is what she said. Can you imagine feeling the need to sacrifice everything, including your independence and identity, just to be loved? But you wanted him to buy you a car after you left him with his baby? She goes, I have no shame in my game. I've made a lot of money and blown a lot of money. Despite popular belief, I don't have it all together. I am not sure, Brittany, that the popular belief is that you have it together. To be perfectly honest, I actually think this story is very sad. It is a cautionary tale for young women who are beautiful and think that their beauty is the way to ascend. It is not the way. Your wily wits about you and your looks can be used for so much more. You could parlay it into all kinds of things besides being a fucking Instagram thought. She also says, each day I do my best each day and my best gets better. Here's to new beginnings, never giving up, and following your heart. Oh my God, that could be a quote on an IG post that someone made fun of on TikTok. I don't know. Or maybe each day you follow the money and you follow the jerseys, keeping a body count log on your phone in the notes app like your name is Wilt Chamberlain. But you do you, Brittany. You do you.